Hello, my name is Paweł Kazienko. I am the CEO of asperIT. In our organization, we recruit, we train, and we hire autistic people to work in IT. We specialize in software testing. Today with me is Paweł Kazienko, who is our QA manager in our company, and he's also our trainer in our foundation. Hello, Paweł.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Paweł. How are you?
Fine. Paweł, could you tell us a bit more about you? What do you do?
Sure. Starting from the end, I joined asperIT just over 2 years ago, I think. And as you said, in asperIT, I manage the testing team who provides the services for our customers. My main part, I would say, is the training program that we have developed for the asperIT program, where we train software testers, or where we train autistic people to become software testers, and then we try to find jobs for them in the IT market. Before joining asperIT, before doing what I do now, I have a very big experience in software testing field. I have spent 15 or 16 years in different industries, different companies. First of all, testing in the beginning. Afterwards, I was mainly a test manager, a QA manager, building teams, providing testing strategies, providing testing concepts to teams, to products, to projects. I have recruited many people for the teams, for companies. So my whole background after graduating from university is in software testing.
Mm-hmm. And how did it happen that you started to work with us?
You tell me, I still don't know. We have met, as I said, over 2 years ago. I have heard that you guys are looking for somebody with software testing experience to join the asperIT program, to join the foundation, and to help you out with the software testing field. And I remember our first meeting. I met you, and I met Tomasz, who is the president of the foundation. And when you talked to me about how you came up with the idea for asperIT and what you have done so far, because you were after 2 or 3 editions already, and what you were going to do in the future, and your enthusiasm and your believing in this concept, I simply knew I needed to do this. I remember I came back home from our meeting and you said, yeah, give us some answer in some days. But the very same day in the evening, I wrote an email saying, not even know what I will be doing. I said, I want to be part of the organization. And I never hesitated. I'm very happy that I joined this. It's very fulfilling. I have learned plenty about autism, and I'm very grateful for you guys that you believed in me.
We also are very happy that you are with us, because it changed our organization, especially in software testing, yeah? Because before we only trained these people and we didn't have any people who could lead them, who can follow them in our company. So that's why it's very good that you are with us.
Happy to hear that.
Paweł, before we start to tell our viewers how it is to recruit and how it is to hire and work with people with autism, could you tell us, from your perspective as QA manager, how it is for you to work with our autistic employees?
It's the same as working with neurotypical people, but better. And I will tell
What's
you why.
better?
What's better? Yeah, that's a good question. It's easier for me. It's easier to manage such persons because they solely focus on work. They are very enthusiastic about work. They really focus on finishing their tasks. They are good in communicating the progress and the finishing of the task or of the job. But there is some, of course, keys to that. You need to be able to provide them with the good statement of what is expected from the job to be done. They really need to understand why they are doing this and what is it for and what is the final results of the job. And then you can be sure that they will just do that and nothing else. They don't want to chit chat. They don't want coffee breaks. It doesn't mean that they don't want to rest. They do. But comparing them to neurotypical persons is they really focus on job. So they are much more effective than neurotypical persons.
Can we say that your orders as a manager should be strict to autistic people, that you have to be very precise what they should do, how much time they've got for some tasks?
Definitely. Yes, that's correct. Definitely, that's the key here. And from a manager perspective, that could be seen as a problem in the beginning, because what we are used to do in our daily routines as managers, mainly in big companies, is we chit chat a lot and we say blah blah, do that and do that, and we expect people to understand that. even neurotypical people don't understand that. So they are working on something, we think they are doing their job, maybe even they think they are doing the job. In the end, we see that the results are not correct or they are not that good, and then we need more time and more time and more time. With autistic people, it doesn't work. If you try to give them general orders regarding what has to be done, and you don't specify the timeline, you don't specify the end results, they will not just sit and do that. They will simply ask you follow-up questions. But why am I doing this? When should I be done? What do you expect from me? And that way you learn how to give, as you said, precise and strict orders regarding what should be done. And that can be also only good for you as a manager, because even for neurotypical persons, then you can change the way you communicate. It might be hard in the beginning for them to understand you and why you're doing this, because maybe they're used to, okay, so he's giving me some very general instructions, so I have plenty of time to do that. I will have time for my coffee and I will go to Facebook. If you learn to give precise orders on what is expected to be done, then you are sure that you will get the results that you want from neuroatypical persons and from neurotypical persons. So from management perspective, you have to learn that, but it's very good for productivity of the whole team.
Now I've got another question to you. Do you think that people with autism can be managers in the future? I don't mean that at the beginning of the work, but let's say that we've got 10 employees with autism, and then we've got some manager, and you maybe not be enough for our company. So do you think that people with autism could be managers?
As you know, we don't have such experience ourselves yet. We didn't have persons who would be able to become managers, mainly because of the lack of experience, and mainly because we are just starting basically with the company and with the program. But we have already seen people who have skills that, if they are managed properly, they could become managers in the future. They were mature, they were very organized, they could foresee what might happen in terms of risks, but they will be able to manage other people's work. So it's possible for sure. And also we know from experience from other companies, not only Polish but European, maybe from the US, that there is people with autism who are managers. So definitely it's possible.
Okay. I mean that we founded asperIT.com, so our company, because for our viewers we've got the foundation asperIT.org, where we train these people, and we decided to create asperIT.com because of course we want to have IT services and we want to hire these people, but also we want to have some new experiences connected with hiring autistic people. So I hope that in the future we will have the possibility to see if it's possible to have also autistic managers in our company. But okay, if we can go to the next question. In our company, for now, we create the team where we've got only neuroatypical people, so only the people with autism. You are the manager, you are a neurotypical person, but all our testers are neuroatypical. Do you think in the future or in some other companies, is it possible and is it efficient to create the teams where we've got people neurotypical and neuroatypical?
Well, definitely, yes. You know that we are aiming for that as well. We want to have a good ratio between people with autism and neurotypical people. But that's the whole concept of neurodiversity. You don't want to build your company or your team with just neurotypical people or just with autistic people. You want to mix them, because then that is where the power shows up. Because they fulfill each other. They have different skills, they have different mindsets, different ideas on solving problems. So if they work together, if they manage to communicate, if they have a good manager that can take and pick these strengths from different persons and mix them together, this is where it works the best. And again, I cannot tell about our experience, but what we know from experience from other companies, also from those that we have cooperated with, and we have helped recruiting and we have helped building their teams and departments with neurodiverse departments, we know that this pays off. If you have the right skills, if you have people that have open minds, and they are open to working with autistic people, and they are not afraid, because there's nothing to be afraid of, that's where the power comes, and that's where you have the strongest team afterwards.
So to sum up, it's very important that we should be open-minded, and we should actually change our mindset about working with autistic people, because very often, in my opinion, I've got this kind of experience, but a lot of people are afraid of working with autistic people. They think that they are not predictable and we don't know what we should expect from them, and this is some kind of issue to work with them. I think that we can have very great synergy creating this kind of people, neurotypical and neuroatypical. Paweł, from your perspective as a QA manager in our company and the trainer in our foundation, and because you've got a lot of experience in hiring, recruiting people in big companies, what do you think about recruitment autistic people? What are the biggest differences?
Well, I will tell you this. From my perspective, the biggest difference is that at least looking into the graduates of our program and who we have picked for our program, and I was always surprised about that. They are natural born testers. Now, let me explain that. When I have hired, as you said, I have plenty of experience in building teams and hiring people. I always looked for true testers, because I always say that anybody can be a software tester, but not everybody can be a good software tester. You have to have these natural skills that make you a good tester. Looking into our graduates, looking into people that we have trained so far, all of them, to my surprise, and I always tell that it's very surprising, all of them were natural born testers. So from that perspective, it's great. I mean, you have people, dedicated people who know how to test. Yes, they have to learn the technicalities. Yes, they have to learn the software testing terms, different terms. They have to learn the tools, but that's easy to do. The soft part that you are sort of born with, that's another thing. And they are born with that. They know how to do that. But if you look into recruitment process, it's like a market. You have to sell yourself. That's something that the people cannot do, right? If you have a neurotypical person who comes to a recruitment meeting, you ask them about the skills, they will brag. Yes, I know this. I have plenty of experience with that. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. They try to sell themselves.
You've got to be a good seller.
Exactly. You have to be a good seller. And autistic people, at least from what I know so far, are not that good with that. And I can tell you an example. We had a recruitment process for a company, and we had a guy who not only is a great software tester, and he has learned coding by himself, but he also really likes math, and he's really good with statistics. And this company needed not only a software tester, even though they were looking for a software tester, when they heard about his skills and his abilities, they said, okay, because we also would like to have somebody who will analyze some data that we have, that will then lead to finding the good test cases and prioritizing the good test cases. And they said, you seem like the perfect candidate. We are sure that we want to work with you because you are the guy basically for us. And he said, well, yeah, maybe, I don't know, I cannot tell you really. So they were prepared by us, because before this recruitment process we had a webinar for them, and we trained them, and we sort of told them what to expect from an autistic person. So they knew. So they didn't say that, oh, well, we don't want you because you cannot sell it. They tried to help him with that. But if the company wasn't ready really, if you have a normal recruiter who doesn't know anything about the autism and who isn't really prepared for an autistic person, they wouldn't hire him, for sure. Even though his CV said, yes, I'm good with math, I'm good with statistics, if you cannot do this, this discussion, then you cannot sell yourself. So recruitment can be challenging, and that's what we do, right? We try to train companies who come to us and say, hey, we want to hire autistic people, what do we do? We try to train them and say, this is what you should expect. This is autism, so expect some different behaviors. If you can look past the behavior and look into the person, their skills, you will have a great worker. But you have to overcome these limitations.
So it's not only about training autistic people, but it's also about training ourselves, yeah? Because we need to be more open-minded. We have to change our mindset about how to talk with these people, how to react on their behavior sometimes. So this is also very, very important.
That's something that you said before, and that's also my experience. People are afraid because people don't know. So that's what we also try to do, raise awareness, because people know that there is autism. Maybe they know some symptoms, maybe they even met somebody autistic, or maybe have somebody autistic in their company, in their families. But overall, when it comes to working environment, hiring such people, they are afraid because they don't know what to expect. And we try to tell them, you can expect just good things if you can overlook and look beyond this problematic. Sometimes there's problems with communication, the way they talk. Sometimes they might behave differently from what we are used to. That, but that doesn't really matter. If you really think beyond that, if you really think if that matters for your company, it doesn't. You want somebody who will be able to fulfill their job. Who will be able to drive the task to successful finish, and that's what autistic people can do. So look beyond that. Don't look into these problems. Try to solve them. Try to prepare your departments, your managers, your colleagues, and you will have a great employee.
And this is what we do in our foundation and in our company, because this case, which you talked, is connected with our company, where we gave this person to work in this company, but we support them. You support their managers, IT managers, and Jacek, who is our tutor in our organization, support their HR division and other people. Yeah, so we don't leave our client without support, which is very important, especially in the first phase of working with autistic people.
And we see that is needed. I mean, why did we start the company? That wasn't the idea from the beginning, right? We had the foundation. We wanted to train people, send them to market. Hey, get hired.
Yeah.
And what we have noticed is it's very difficult for them to be hired, mainly because of what I said before. The recruitment process is not prepared in a way to support those autistic people. So we said, okay, we will try to support companies in building good recruitment processes and supporting them being ready, but also we will hire them ourselves and we will sell services, social justice services.
It will be the proof.
Exactly, because we simply believe in that. And we wanted to show, and we are showing that this works very well. So yeah.
And it's very important that actually we don't help recruit people to companies, to corporations, but in general we change the process of recruitment. And first of all, we try to change the mindset of managers and people who work in a corporation for which we build this kind of processes. So it's also very, very important. And as you said, our company, of course, it's for profits too, and it's very important, but it's also to help companies to take first step and see how it is to work with people with autism. And I know that a lot of people who have their companies, they want to reach their goals, their purposes, and the most important thing is to lower risk. So that's why some people don't want to hire autistic people, because it's too risky for them. And I understand it very well, and it's not from my perspective as a person who runs some companies, it's nothing bad or something like that. But that's why asperIT.com wants to have services for companies of people who are watching us now. And we want to show you that it's very good and very nice to work with this kind of people. So this is our mission in our foundation, in our company.
And as very well said, Paweł, and as you said yourself, and as you know, we have companies that have started with getting our services. We just tested some of them, and they were so happy that they increased, and then they hired the people for themselves. They went for body leasing, and they took the testers, and now the testers are part of their companies, and they want to get more and more and more. So that concept really works well. If you're afraid and if you don't want to jump into deep water right away, try with something small. Yeah,
you can take a small order from us, and you can see how it is to work with autistic people. And you're right, because one of our first client wasn't sure if it's a good idea, and he took quite small order from our company. And after a few months, some people work in the company of our client as a body leasing.
And it's prolonged, and we are very happy.
Yeah, and we are very happy, and our client is very happy. It's one most important.
Exactly. But we are proud, definitely.
Okay, Paweł, thank you for our talk today. This is all what we wanted to tell our viewers, and I hope that this will help autistic people to find the job, and that more and more businessmen and more companies will be sure that hiring neuroatypical people is a good way and good choice. And of course, because I ran some other companies, not only asperIT, and I know that in companies you get a lot of goals and you want to minimize your risk of building the business. So I understand very well that not everyone wants to hire these people, but that's why we created asperIT.com, yeah, where you can order some small, even small services connected with testing software, and you can convince yourself how it is good to work with autistic people and how it is very well to have this kind of people in your organization.
I will tell something to the viewers now. Don't be afraid, guys, okay? Don't be afraid. We know that it works. As Paweł said, start with something small, see if it works for you, and I can really assure you that it does work for you. And then, if you are sure that it works for you, we can go bigger and bigger and bigger. We help you, and we have the autistic community to get bigger in the IT industry, and that's important, especially now when we know that the market for recruitment is very small, and it's hard to recruit new people. Market for autistic people is still open because they cannot go past the recruitment process, as you know. So we can help you with that, and that way we can help them.
Yeah, and very often you say that expect unexpected. So
expect unexpected, yes.
So
that's for the good unexpected.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.